My name is George Ohgi, and this is my Presby story. Well, I was told by my mother, who was living in California, that there's this nice girl in Seattle, and I should call her up. And it turned out to be my wife Nobuko, and her name was actually Nobuko Mihara, and she was living with her uncle Genji Mihara, who was elder at the Presby, Japanese-speaking congregation. And then I dated her, and then we got married in 1970, November. And then at that time, I was still kind of Baptist. And but then since then, I joined Presby and became Presbyterian. We have three daughters, three girls. They grew up at Presby and until they left for college. Oldest is Grace, and she's living here in San Luis Obispo. And then the middle one is Alice, Alice, and then the youngest is Joyce, Joyce. Well, the story I want to share with everyone is around 1996, Reverend Momi retired. And then we searched for a suitable Japanese pastor to take over the Nichigo ministry. And then Jonathan Kobayashi was in Colorado Springs at that time, and he was available, but he was not a pastor. And so, but we like him, so we had him come and talk to us, and then we were told by Presbytery that he could be hired, he could be called as a commissioned lay pastor. And so we did. And then he preached to us, but at the same time, he attended the evening Fuller Theological Seminary process in Seattle. And it took about 4 years for him to complete his study. And then he was then to be a pastor, but Presbytery said we had to go through a whole new pastor seeking process where he has to be separated from the church for 6 months. And then we have to look for other possible candidates. And then, so this would just devastate the Japanese congregation. So the church asked me and possibly somebody else, but anyway, to go to a Presbytery meeting and make an appeal to allow us to bypass this process and to have Jonathan continue to pastor us. So I had to go to a Presbytery meeting and give a speech on why we will be having a very difficult time if we had to follow this separation for 6-month rule. And then lo and behold, the host Presbytery stood up and gave us a standing ovation and then approved the request that we made. And anyway, at that time, I felt the Spirit of God working amongst the Presbytery people as well as for our ministry. And so that's one story I wanted to share. Well, I think Seattle has changed even since the time we left there. It's changing. It's a different place now, and the neighborhood is changing. And then I'm pretty sure the makeup of the church has changed too since the time we left there. And I think Presby leadership of the Presby will need to continually examine the changes taking place and not left behind by what's going on in the society and be current and prayerfully ask for God's guidance on in stay abreast of what's happening in the world. Well, my oldest daughter got married at Presby many years ago now, but no, really, Presby has been like a family, second family for us, and well, it was just a warm feeling to visit Presby every time I return to Seattle, and it's like going home.